Okay, so day 24 of the challenge. And tonight, well, I've just finished my mastermind with my equine students and with Susan Stambis, and Jep de Leeuw from the Netherlands was there. And today is a bit emotional. And that is because I got a little gift. And maybe some of you will recognize this. But it is one of the very, 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 very old models of the Photonic therapy torch from Dr. Brian Mclaren. And this is from about 15, 16 or up to 20 years ago that these were sold in America and Australia. And well, this client, he is the oldest client that I have. He's very far past the 80s. And he contacted me because his torch wasn't working anymore after all these years. And so I made a deal with him. I said, you know what? You send me your very, very old broken torch, and I'll send you a new one, the new version. So I'm quite happy that I could make this person happy again to have a torch that was working. So, but the question that relates to that is that we, of course, have more people who are still using these old torches. These old torches have been sold from 1996, if I remember well, till 2008. Of course, it were different models, okay? So, I mean, they look alike, but there were still some little changes. First, they didn't have all these grooves and so on. But then in 2010, we had the big silver one who came, who at that time still had a push-in button. So you had to push on it to make it work. And then in 2011, we had the one with the on and off button. There are no batteries in, so that's why I just keep them for old time's sake. So we had the ones with the on and off since 2011. And then in 2017, I came out with the latest version with the 3 modes. Okay, so relating to all of that, I received 2 questions which I thought of answering tonight. And that's the following. People say, well, I still have these old torches. Now, how many seconds should I be torching them regarding to the specific conditions? Well, when you bought these torches, you got a manual. If you don't have it anymore, you can just contact me. I still have them, so I can send you a copy. And your manual will tell you exactly how long you should be putting the red light on a specific acupuncture point. Now, why is this important? Well, this old light, okay, was only 37 milliwatts strong. That means if you would be torching on the jugular, okay, that was one of the therapies that Dr. Brian Mclaren had developed. If you are very weak, just put the torch on the jugular, and you had to leave it on for 15 minutes, okay, because the blood takes 7.5 minutes to go up and then down, and so on. Now, this second one, was 500 milliwatts strong. So there suddenly, we only needed it for 45 seconds on another spot to get the same result. Now, what I've done is that what you could do with all of these torches in the past, you can now just do with one torch. So you have your mode 1 at 200 milliwatts to torch specific acupuncture points. You have mode 2 of 500 milliwatts to torch locally or in specific conditions. And the third one, you have the pulse mode. So how many seconds you have to torch depends on the torch you have. So look back to your manual. That's one thing. The other question that I got relating to all these older torches and the new one was, why did Dr. Brian Mclaren not develop a torch with 2 or 3 modes back then? Well, you just have to go back. I mean, when I'm from Belgium, okay, but I'm living here in Spain now for 15 years. And I mean, when I left Belgium, I had no mobile phone. I mean, at that time, it wasn't there yet. For now, for anybody who's growing up right now, it's all normal because technology has changed. With the change of the technology, everything has become cheaper to develop. When this started in 1996, it did not even exist to have two modes. Okay? So, and the same with that, those possibilities were not there yet. When I started to develop the torches on the same material of Dr. Brian Mclaren of technology, but with the newest technology possible, it gave me the possibility to do different modes in one and the same torch. So we know, for example, that acupuncture points want to be whispered to. Dr. Brian Mclaren has been saying this for 20 years. And so that's why our first mode is weaker. Our second mode, the 500 milliwatts, we will use to torch locally. Or, for example, I've said this in another video before. Imagine that you have a horse that was hurt and has been fighting to get better and he couldn't, or has been in a river trying to get out and was totally exhausted. Then you want to torch on the aorta. Okay? And then you need the 500 milliwatts for it to penetrate deep enough through the skin of a horse to touch the aorta and to give the energy straight to the bloodline. Okay? So that's why we need the 500 milliwatts. We don't need anything more than 500 milliwatts. Because what's also important, apart from the fact that we don't need more than 500 milliwatts to do everything we need to do, apart from that, we don't want to go any stronger because we do not want that one day a child picks up a very strong torch from another brand that's 1,000 watts or 700 watts or whatever, or even more. I think there are even more, but that doesn't matter. Those lights could hurt the eye. Okay? And in all those torches that are being sold, they normally also sell the black glasses with it. But if you have the torch, I mean, I have my torch lying around anywhere. And anybody can pick it up. From the smallest child to the oldest person, they can pick it up, they can use it, and I can even look in it. I have no problem with that. Fact is, if I look too long in it, I won't sleep because that's one of the points to keep us awake. Okay? So that's it for tonight. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.